As the 2026 World Cup takes over North America, billions of people are glued to their TVs, completely convinced that Lionel Messi is out there, sweating just to win a Golden Cup. They think they're watching a beautiful, pure sports moment. Wake up, guys. See, while you are sitting on your couch screaming at the referee, the executives at Apple and Adidas are sitting in their boardrooms, laughing all the way to the bank. This World Cup isn't a tournament for Messi. It's a month-long, globally televised infomercial for his own American empire. The man has literally hacked the global economy. He took the biggest sporting event in human history and turned it into his personal ATM. Every time he ties his shoes, he isn't playing for national pride. Please. He's moving billion-dollar financial markets while we argue about offsides. While the world gets ready to cry over a football match, Messi is basically operating as a walking multinational corporation. In this video, we are not going to talk about his magical left foot. Nobody cares about the tactics. We are going to break down exactly how much cold, hard cash he will generate over the next 30 days. We're talking secret Adidas clauses, endorsement spikes so big they break the internet, and how he uses this tournament to funnel millions into his own Apple TV deal. Because here's the brutal truth. You don't make $1 billion by just kicking a ball really well. You make $1 billion by treating the World Cup like a giant, sweaty trade show. But to truly understand how much money is flowing into his bank account right now, you have to understand the absolutely ridiculous math of the attention economy. To understand the scam, and I mean that as a compliment, you have to break down the raw math of the attention economy. Let's look at the Super Bowl. In America, companies pay $7 million for a 30-second commercial. They get about 100 million viewers, and everyone acts like it's the pinnacle of marketing. That is adorable. A single World Cup match regularly pulls in 1.5 billion viewers. That is 15 times the audience of a Super Bowl. And here's the best part. There are no commercial breaks during a 90-minute football match. The players on the pitch literally are the commercial, and no one understands this beautiful grift better than Adidas. That is why they didn't just sponsor Messi. They bought his entire physical existence with $1 billion lifetime contract. When Messi plays in a World Cup, he isn't just trying to win a game. He is executing highly secretive, ridiculously lucrative corporate performance clauses. Think about the camera angles. Every time he touches the ball, every time he dramatically fixes his socks, every time the camera zooms in on his face because he missed a free kick. The Adidas logo on his boots is broadcast to 1/5 of the human population. The return on investment is sickening. Adidas pays him massive bonuses during this tournament, not just for scoring, but for keeping their logo on the screen. He is a walking, breathing, sweating billboard that generates hundreds of millions of dollars in shoe sales in a single month. But Adidas is just the appetizer. The real feeding frenzy happens off the pitch. During a World Cup month, global engagement spikes to levels that make normal influencers look like they're playing in a sandbox. Social media algorithms are completely hijacked by football, and corporate brands know this. They know that if they want anyone to care about their stupid product, they have to attach themselves to the biggest star on the planet during this exact 30-day window. We are talking about Lay's, Pepsi, MasterCard, Louis Vuitton. These multinational conglomerates don't just pay Messi his standard yearly retainer. Oh no. During a World Cup year, they pay insane, 8-figure premiums specifically to activate his image. They flood your TV with highly produced commercials of him eating potato chips, even though we all know this guy hasn't touched a carbohydrate since 2012. They are essentially renting his hype to sell you snacks. And then there is his own personal media empire. Messi has over 500 million followers on Instagram. He controls one of the most valuable pieces of digital real estate on the internet. When he posts a photo during the World Cup, whether he's drinking a sponsored energy drink or wearing a sponsored watch, the engagement numbers are absolutely terrifying. A single sponsored post during the peak of the tournament generates over $3 million in pure profit. He doesn't need a television network. He doesn't need a marketing agency. He literally hits a button on his iPhone from a sweaty locker room, and millions of dollars instantly appear in his bank account. But honestly, the potato chips and the Instagram posts, that's just pocket change compared to his ultimate masterstroke. The most valuable asset in Messi's portfolio isn't his golden boots or his Instagram account. It's his home turf. The 2026 World Cup is being hosted in North America. This is an absolutely unhinged corporate advantage. He is playing the biggest sporting event on earth, right in the literal backyard of the American League he now owns a piece of. When he steps onto the pitch, he isn't just playing for the glory of Argentina, please. He is acting as a master funnel. The 2026 World Cup exposes him to millions of casual, international viewers who don't usually watch club football. And his corporate partners at Apple are sitting in Cupertino, drooling, knowing exactly how to monetize them. Every single time he scores a goal and the crowd goes wild, that international hype is immediately redirected into Apple TV's $2.5 billion MLS season pass. And remember, Messi gets a direct revenue share of every single new subscriber that signs up to watch him. It's brilliant. Apple uses the free global PR of the World Cup to acquire millions of new subscribers, and Messi gets a cut of the entire streaming ecosystem. He has turned a national tournament into a 30-day user acquisition campaign for his own tech partnership. But the funnel doesn't stop at streaming. It flows directly into his equity. And then there's the ultimate equity play. By generating this massive wave of North American hype during the tournament, he is actively pumping the valuation of Inter Miami, a franchise he literally has an ownership stake in. Before Messi, the club was valued at roughly $600 million. Today, it's valued at over $1.03 billion. His presence during the World Cup solidifies and grows that massive enterprise value. So, let's do the final calculation. When you add up the secret Adidas TV time bonuses, when you add the massive 8-figure endorsement premiums from brands renting his face, when you factor in the $3 million locker room Instagram selfies, and when you calculate the surge in Apple TV revenue share payouts driven by the tournament exposure, we are looking at a man who will generate an estimated 9-figure sum over a single 30-day window. He will likely make more money during this one tournament than the entire GDP of a small island nation. He didn't just sign sports contracts, he structured a monopoly. He became the house. So, while you and the rest of the world sit on your couches, crying and cheering over a beautiful football match, Lionel Messi is just cashing the check.